Hey guys, Hads here. More Dragon's Teeth. Shit's going down, guys. I might sound a little bit strange. I was at the dentist today. Nobody likes a dentist. My mouth has literally just got feeling back in it. Feels pretty weird. I was talking with a lisp for a little while. I think I felt that a little bit. But we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So I wanted to do a first thoughts video on Dragon's Teeth. It came out yesterday. We all know it. We've been playing the hell out of it. Or at least most people have been playing the hell out of it. I, on the other hand, spent 8-9 hours with Jack Frags looking for Easter eggs all yesterday. I played like one game, about 11 o'clock maybe. I woke up quite late yesterday, played a game. And then 12 o'clock, I joined in Jack Frags Easter egg hunts. Did that for like 8-9 hours solid. Had something to eat. I then actually played Dragon's Teeth properly for the first time. And then I've played it today as well. And overall, it's positive. I really, really like the new DLC maps. I think, and I'm pretty sure that most people will agree with me on this. There's 3 good maps. Then there's 1 utterly terrible map. And I'm pretty sure that you guys can work out which one is the terrible one. It's Pearl Market. It is utterly diabolical. Let's start with the good ones first. Sunken Dragon. I love that. The detail on the restaurant is fantastic. The outer part of the map does resemble Dawnbreaker and Siege of Shanghai in terms of the buildings. They are a little bit copy-pasted. But overall, for this DLC, there's been a lot of new assets. Like the restaurant in Sunken Dragon has a lot of detail in it. It looks fantastic if you ask me. The way it lights up at the front looks brilliant. The Levolution itself isn't really that drastic. You can drain out the water. You can also put it back in if you flick the switch again in the actual lake where the Sunken Dragon restaurant is. It's great, but it's not really massive. Overall, the Levolution events on this map, apart from one map, are pretty disappointing if you ask me. But overall, this level is really cool. Then we've got Propaganda, which I think is one of the better maps. I think it flows quite well. It's one of the ones I've probably played the most. I love the snowy theme to it. I love the propaganda elements, you know, as the name would suggest. I love the statues. I think they look fantastic. And overall, that is probably one of my favorite maps. I mean, in its design, it's fairly sort of rectangular shaped, really, but it still somehow flows quite well. There is tanks on that map, but they are quite limited in where they can go. And it's one of the themes of this DLC that vehicles don't really play a big part. There's not a lot of vehicles at all in any of these maps. Moving on to Lumphini Gardens. This map looks beautiful. I think the way that the water looks, all the little petals and things in the water. If you dive under the water on this map, it is so detailed underwater compared to other maps. A lot of new assets in terms of the buildings and the outer areas of the map, and I think this one looks great. The Levolution on this map as well is the best out of all of them. If you hit the 2 pressure gauges, a massive mudslide happens, and it looks awesome. And it really drastically changes the map. Really, really does. Fantastic. So overall, I would say this one has my favorite Levolution. But to play, it's probably Propaganda so far. Now that moves on then to the stale, shitty egg in the room, which is Pearl Market. It doesn't make sense to me, guys. What this map feels like to me is a bigger flood zone with more roofs, more hallways, more rooms, and no water. It is so crowded. If you play this on 32 players, it's almost bearable. The problem with this map is there are so many roofs, there are so many windows, there are so many rooms, there's so many props on the floor to hide behind, so many garages. It is insane. If you've played this map, you will appreciate how ridiculous it is. You can be shot from 7 angles wherever you are on the map. It's crazy. Now what they've done is they've based this map essentially, like if you're on the roof, it feels a lot like Flood Zone. They have based this map off a map that was one of the worst ones in Vanilla Battlefield 4. And that confuses the utter hell out of me why they've done that. I think most people that I've spoken to so far have said this map is the worst one. So why it's in the game, I don't know, but it is. Now I have to say this, although the map doesn't play very well, it looks amazing. There is a massive amount of detail in this map, from props on the side of the road, to signs, to graffiti on the walls. It looks incredible. And I think it's a fair representation of this sort of place in real life. You know, this sort of area, this sort of marketplace is going to be crowded. The problem is, it's fine replicating that, and they've done a fantastic job of replicating that, and the amount of detail is awesome, but that doesn't make for a good gameplay experience. And this is a video game. It's all well and good having something that looks incredible with all this level of detail. If it plays like dog shit, then it is dog shit. So, unfortunately, you can't get away from that fact. Overall, I think 3 out of the 4 maps are very good. They've even thrown in an extra game mode, Chain Link. Think of it like Conquest, but you only get points for how many flags you have that are in a link, and you drain the enemy's tickets based on how many links you have, essentially. It's really fast-paced. Like, the more links you have, those tickets really, really drain. And you cap flags really fast as well. So it's kind of like a blend between Conquest and Domination. It's actually a ton of fun. It's a bit of, you know, a breath of fresh air as well. So that's really good. Moving on to some other things that have come with this DLC. The next stage of the Phantom Initiate is fully on its way. For those of you that know, like, when we've had a DLC, there's been a section of Battlelog where you can input a password that unlocks a certain Phantom assignment on your page. It tells you how to get the assignment. You need to get the password, and there's clues in the game as to how to get it. The previous passwords, I think, were Bump in the Night and Epic Dream Worlds, and they've been worked out by players from finding the clues. This time, so far, we have found a lot of crazy stuff. We found some small Easter eggs, but the Phantom Initiate is proving to be quite baffling. I think there's 15, 16 or so symbols that we have found, and they are part of what's called the I Ching, or I Chung, I Ching I think it's called. And essentially this is a Korean or Chinese sort of symbol system. It's some of the symbols that you'll see on the Korean flag. I won't bore you to death with the details. Essentially, there are symbols, for instance, like an eye and a foot that we found. You convert this using this sort of I Ching symbol, and we've worked out numbers, and from these numbers they correspond to the Fibonacci sequence. It is completely baffling. I am so confused that we found all these symbols, and oh my god, my brain hurts. Either way, it probably won't be me, I can say with 100% certainty, but someone will work out the password, even if they just guess it. So someone will work out the password, so that the hunt is going on. If you don't follow Jack Frags on Twitter, follow him, because the dedication, you know, he will find it. He will not sleep until he finds it. There's also a really cool, or potentially cool, Easter egg on Lumphini Gardens. There's 2 radios right near where you do the Levolution event. And those 2, they make a noise, you can interact with them. So something cool is going to happen with those. We don't know what it is. Something cool will happen. And overall, I've been really, really happy with this DLC. You know, I haven't played that much Battlefield recently, but I've started to get back into it, and I really, really enjoyed playing this. To end the video, though, I'm going to show you another little Easter egg. It's some ducks and some dinosaurs. Some ducks and dinosaurs. Because why not? Why wouldn't you want ducks and dinosaurs? But, of course. Either way, this is in it's in a locked off room on Pearl Market. One of the only good things to come out of Pearl Market. So, if you're interested in that, guys, go check it out. Thanks for listening to me babble. Thank you for causing my mouth pain. And as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.